Hey, Jamie.
You look pretty.
So do
You have
you.
on.
Did you have a nap or did you just give the Vandals a nap?
Nobody's napping, and
Oh,
I'm in a horrible, terrible mood. Can you tell?
no,
Easy.
why? What?
Mm-mm.
But you were in such a good mood yesterday.
I was in a good mood, and I still have a happy heart.
Where's that smile that makes your cheeks hurt? Let me see it.
it's just been a long day. So
Yeah.
the Joy baby was up early, and I don't know if you can hear her. She's in there singing. She didn't nap.
No. Aw.
And then Charlie's snapping, but Sam is down there playing video games, which makes me feel guilty. Which is what we're going to talk about on my end, is guilt and condemnation, which we're not supposed to have, and I'm having it right now. But
Awesome. Well, we need to talk about that guilt. I talked about the guilt on my live video on Facebook about how to get rid of that guilt because it's not useful.
No. So we'll tell each other, you start with your 28-day challenge, which I think is great. Fabulous, wonderful. You haven't sent out your email yet, though, or your first day?
Well, it's not an email. I originally was thinking about doing an automated campaign where I just send out all of these emails every day, but I decided it would be more fun and interactive to just do a lot of live videos. So my 28-day challenge starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's February 1st, right? So it's going to be a blog post that starts tomorrow, and it will explain all of the 28-day challenge. There's no rules. So, we threw the rules out the window. No guilt, no food rules. And I basically break it down in the blog post. There's a guide that if you want to go ultimate, like all the way, I have a guide that has 28 steps. The first 9 steps are pretty much doable for February. So if someone wanted to totally clean up their kitchen, there's 9 certainly doable steps. But then from 9 on to 28 are steps that I don't feel like anyone could complete in the month of February, but they're goals to shoot for. For example, our family this year, we have nutrition goals that we set every year. And this year, my goal was to make sure that we were getting lots of vegetables at every meal because it's just a habit that we tend to get out of. I mean, everybody gets in a rut. So I had kind of gotten into a habit following a certain fad diet that I'm getting away from now. And this diet was causing me to have some serious bondage as far as food rules go. And so it really wasn't serving me well. And I just tossed those rules out the window. And now I feel so much better. And I've lost like 6 pounds. And I'm so much happier. And when I look at the meals I'm preparing for my family, I feel like I seriously just got cold chills thinking about it because we're eating so many more vegetables, and my kids have even noticed it. And it's just healthier. It looks healthier than what I've been eating last year. And it feels, I have more energy. I just feel so much better. And it's only been a month of me doing this. So I'm stoked about it. And I have started a cookbook club, and there's links to that in the 28-day challenge. So you can do as much or as little as you want to. I have some prizes that I'm going to give away for the challenge, and entering the challenge. To succeed at this challenge, all you have to do is toss one junky junk item. If you go into your pantry or your fridge and you find one junky item, I don't care what it is, if it's an unhealthy item and you throw away one item and you comment on my blog post, you're a success. You have successfully completed the challenge. That's all it takes. Because this is about being a winner, and this is about encouraging each other and not judging each other. And it's about empowering each other to move forward and to do things that are beneficial to us for our families and for our health. So that's basically the challenge.
Yeah, which ties into my challenge, which is just super simple, but it applies to anything that's a stronghold. And I've lost 11 pounds. And it is, yay.
Yay.
Well, I have a long way to go, but I feel good. So, and
Awesome.
it's
I can tell you're a lot
too.
happier too.
I am. If everybody would just go to sleep, I'd be so stinking happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, just this, I guess, well, let me first say it's 1 Corinthians 10:23. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. So when you say, throw something out that's unhealthy, I'm trying to remember beneficial, but that's easier for me. It's not, and I know what's beneficial. If I'm having a green smoothie, I know that's beneficial. I know it's sweet. I know it's good for me. It's my favorite thing. And so, it's beneficial. But in that mix, I know that one of the things that I'm going to have, which I guess everybody has, is just life,
You get busy.
So, and Pookie, as my husband says, there's Pookie in everything. There's Pookie. So, and today, this whole week, actually, I mean, yesterday I was so happy and so excited about this. And I think that the enemy doesn't like that. So, not that, I mean, it's just life, but I think he likes to edge his way in and go,
Oh, definitely.
wouldn't it be easier to just give up? And so, and if I'm going to be real about it, then today sucks.
Right. And I think that's,
I just, we have stuff going on with foster care. We have stuff going on with student loans. It's just
life.
one of those days. So.
But that's the beauty of us having this challenge. And that, I think, is the beauty of our group, Hope Lively, is that when you do have a day that sucks, you have people there to just kind of gather around you, even if it's a virtual hug, and just give you some encouragement. Because I know you've posted in there before, and so have I, that, when we're having a bad day, and I just get so much encouragement from the ladies in Hope Lively.
Oh, yeah. It's a great group for anybody that's not involved in it.
Yeah.
You can just find us on Facebook, and then I think you just search Hope Lively, right?
And you have a link on don't you have a link on your website? I have one on mine. It's in the top bar. If you go to ThatOrganicMom.com.
You actually do. You should probably direct traffic more to yours, because my website is being redesigned. Which actually, this is an exciting time to say this. When my new website goes up, it will have my book cover on it.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah,
is that the one you showed me?
That's a big reveal. Dun, dun, dun.
Is that the one you were showing me the other day with the, that looks good. Yeah. That's going to be exciting. Yeah. So if people want to join Hope Lively, they should just go to ThatOrganicMom.com, and you'll see in the top toolbar, there's just a tab that says Hope Lively. You click on that and it'll take you to a page at the bottom. There's a link to just join the group. So,
yeah. And your page is a beautiful and excellent resource for a challenge to do what's beneficial, and that's why I love you. Well, no, that's not why I love you, but that's why I love your page, because it's very informative. So.
Well, thank you. I love your page too, for always making me smile and laugh. I know you don't think you're funny, but you make me laugh.
I don't.
But I was going to say, you said something and it made me think about a bit about what's beneficial. And I wanted to just tell you, I have been thinking about that. And me, I'm super purist. Hello, Ivy.
Hi.
Thank you. I'm super purist about everything. And when I follow food rules, I just wanted to make this clear for everybody. I'm not saying that other people have to follow those rules. I follow certain food rules because I love to do it. That's my passion. Like, eating vegetables makes me so happy. Like, I get so excited about a new cookbook. That's my thing. So if that's not your thing, don't feel guilty about it, And when we're talking about, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial, maybe what's beneficial for me might not be beneficial for you. And God can clarify that when you talk to him about it and see what he wants you to do. Because, your relationship with him is different than my relationship with him. And my relationship with food is different from your relationship with food. And so I think as we learn what is beneficial, we start to do different things. So maybe someone who doesn't feel like eating sprouts, they don't know anything about sprouts, or like you said, a green smoothie, that's not even in their culinary vocabulary. They've never heard of it. They don't know anything about it. That might not be beneficial for them. They don't know,
No. Well, and I mean, I like to compare it even with like wheat or even strawberries. I mean, I think for the most part, people would say strawberries are good. That seems like a healthy, good thing to eat. Well, I'm allergic to strawberries, so they're permissible.
Not beneficial,
but they don't make me feel good.
So, right? Definitely not beneficial.
Yeah. So I think it's just as simple as that. And my other video that I put up this morning with Wendy McClark, she's talking about, she's gone on this. She's on a diet right now, and she's not slave to it. So like I feel like that's the thing that happens with a lot of times when we talk about healthy eating or a diet or a plan. And that's one of the reasons that I don't really want to talk at all about what I'm doing for me. I mean, I have thyroid disease, so some of the stuff I'm doing is protocol from my doctor. My medications are different than your medications. Different foods aggravate me. But we get into this, it almost like a biblical approach of, okay, I'm going to follow this one thing, any one thing, whatever diet, A, B, or C. And there's an idolatry that almost goes with it. And then, for whatever reason, we go as far as to believe that if we break those rules, that God cares, that God's mad. And I've done this for years, that he's mad at me, and that if I could just get it right, if I could only be better. And I mean, I can honestly sometimes, just now that I am free from that message, see him up there going, just oy vey. I could care less about Weight Watchers. Just hang out with me. I mean, if Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or Trim Healthy Mom or any of those things have set you free from weight gain, that's one thing. And that means it's beneficial, right?
Right.
Unless it's idolatry, or unless you have guilt, shame, condemnation, or you think in any way that it impacts your relationship with God.
Exactly.
It's permissible, but is it benefiting you? And the minute that I learned this message, and I guess, you always hear it, it's just like a rote, but to believe it. I actually have my blog post started for tomorrow. I think it's the one I'm going to use, but today when Sam was
I love your spontaneity. I'm over here planning every detail.
And I put the chocolate in it, and he I put the lid on it, and he looked at it and he goes, "Is it chocolate yet?" And I said, "I haven't shaken it yet." He goes, "Tell me when." So I shake it up, and the chocolate disperses through it, and so it takes on a whole new thing. It's chocolate milk. It's not milk.
Right.
You can't separate it. And I've looked at my walk with God as, this part, but the chocolatey stuff on the bottom, I didn't shake it up and put it all into it so that I was a new creation. I was working toward making that happen. I just didn't shake it.
Yeah.
I just didn't make it my whole self.
Yeah.
And
that's a good analogy.
My whole self, I want what he wants. I want to recognize the things that are beneficial, and I wasn't doing that before, and so I was tormented. And I think I could be wrong, and I guess we'll find out in the next month. But I think there's a lot of women out there that are living under a cloak of condemnation.
Really, and like you said, with these food things, it gets to be almost like a cult, and you start to feel paralyzed with fear. And I've seen this with so many women, because I've helped so many women lose weight, get healthy, start a new diet, or try to help them improve their nutrition so they can improve their health. And I've seen it time and time again with women. They get started doing this, and they just want to do everything right so bad that suddenly you're just paralyzed, because you're so afraid if you eat one thing wrong, it's a complete failure. And it's not. And I think a lot of times when we follow diets, whether, like you said, it's Weight Watchers or Trim Healthy Mama or the Hallelujah Acres diet or the Daniel diet, the Makers, there's so many different ones. And really it all boils down to a bunch of rules. And I just feel like sometimes with women, because we have that guilt factor, we tend to seek perfection. And when we don't attain perfection, we beat ourselves up. And then it's just a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean.
And what do you do when you feel guilty?
I know we'll talk about this quite a bit probably over the course of the next 28 days, but even Tracy Levinson just messaged me, and I was kind of telling her what was going on today, and she said, "Oh my gosh, your poor adrenals."
Exactly.
That's so true.
Yes.
Your body can't even lose
No.
weight or relax or anything else when you're putting all this pressure on you.
That's right. And that's such a good example. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was talking to a girl who does CrossFit the other day, and she's like, oh, you need to do CrossFit, and you need to, do the paleo diet, and you need to do intermittent fasting, and then you'll feel better and you'll lose weight. And what's funny is this person, and I know that she meant well, but a lot of times when people get super pepped up about what they're doing and what's working for them and what's beneficial for them, they start trying to push onto you what's beneficial for them. And that would not be beneficial for me, because guess what?
Be beneficial for me.
I have adrenal problems. And what makes adrenal problems worse? Working out too strenuously, that can overtax your adrenals. Fasting is extremely bad for your adrenals. So what was working for her, it would destroy my body. So I didn't say anything to her. I just listened. But the thing about it is, we just get so wrapped up in it. And that's why I say it becomes almost like a cult.
Well, and when you see somebody else having success with something you're struggling with, of course, there's that part of you that goes, yeah, that might work for me. But I think that that's a whole nother thing that we do that stresses our adrenals and separates us from what God wants for us as his individual daughters, is to think that all of us are the same. We're not the same. I go back to the potty training thing. I have kids in my house that are not potty trained. I don't expect them to use the toilet. The kids that are potty trained, I expect them to use the toilet. I mean, he knows us as individuals. And I think that is too one of the things that I've loved about studying the Bible the way that I've been studying it, and looking at this, getting away from the condemnation, because the condemnation and the fear things, they're applicable to the story of the Bible as a whole. They absolutely apply. And we see that time and time again, why there had to be the perfect lamb, because God had to make it right. And he had to make it an even playing field. But the even playing field was to dwell within us and to be among us, and for us to come to him with every single thing. And if you don't know, then certainly, if somebody approaches you about CrossFit or a paleo diet, and that makes sense to you, and you start thinking about it, and you don't have, a horrible injury like I've had, or adrenal fatigue like both of us have, or those things, sure, that might be the answer, and that might have been the guardian angel that sent him your way, but it isn't that you have to. And so it's permissible, but is it going to benefit you? And I always say that about how I work out, which I have every intention of showing my closet and stuff at some point, where I have my spin bike and my kettlebell and my TV. And
well, that's fun. I'm looking forward to that. No one's going to be going to the gym with me, so if that's what anyone has in mind.
Yeah, and I love group exercise. I've taught group exercise for years. I love it, but I live 30 minutes from town,
right?
And so you think, you look at it from that point of view. And what I used to do is get up at 4:30, leave here, go into town, work out for 2 hours, come back here, get ready, get up, homeschool everybody. And yeah, I had a routine, and yeah, I was thinner, but I also blew out my adrenals.
I was going to say, that's why your adrenals are so bad.
I mean, it wasn't beneficial. It wasn't
right.
The totality of it wasn't beneficial.
Right.
So I think that that's important. You have to, they say, find something you like. Well, it's more than just something that you like. If it's robbing you of peace and joy, it's not beneficial.
Nope. And I think it's not a coincidence that you and I came to this realization almost around the exact same time. You know, last year at the end of, I know all through December, we were both struggling with some issues and having a hard time. And then in January, you know, I'm sorry, my laptop. Can you hear that? But anyways, in January, we both just kind of almost emerged from our cocoon in a way. I want to say, like, it's almost like, you know, the scales fell off of our eyes and we both just separately came to this realization and started on our little paths separately, even though we communicated daily on Hope Lively and just via text. We didn't really talk about it for a while. And then you called me one day and we started talking about it. And we realized that we were both pretty much in the same place.
Yeah. Well, and I think after I wrote the Fat Girl's Guide to Knowing Jesus, which of course was off the cuff, and I was actually surprised I even wrote it, but there was such a huge response to it. And that's what I've done for years. I've really thought I could start over on Monday with God, like as if I don't know, it seems silly to me now. And actually, I think that's probably one of the harder parts about the 28-day challenge that I'm about to do. Hey, Sam, I'm up here. Come here. The 28-day challenge that I'm going to have to write from that place that I used to be.
Yeah, and it's hard to go back.
Because I don't want to go back. But I also know, like, I can even look at my journals and remember what it was like before.
Yeah.
What it was like before was.
I mean, I can tell such a difference in you just from our conversations from even a month ago.
Sam's here.
Hi, Sam.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hey.
Sam, I am. I'll be with you in just a second, okay? We're almost done.
Yeah.
I got a pig.
Yes.
So before we run out of time, we should probably talk a little bit about what the challenge is going to be. Like I know you don't have a specific plan, but you know, what are you imagining?
My specific plan is to write every single day as candidly as I can. And really and truly, my hope is that anyone that's following along, no matter what diet they're on, no matter what exercise regime, that there's a new way to look at their strongholds.
Right.
If you're I feel like the part of the blessing of really listening to God and really letting him just feed you with what is beneficial, what he wants to show you as beneficial, that scales will fall off people's eyes and they will just be so relieved. It is such a relief. And I think there's even a lot of people that don't realize how much emphasis that they put on what they think God thinks about them.
Exactly.
When it comes to just the everyday things that he's like, he just wants us to calm down. He wants us to be healthy and he wants us to be at peace. And, you know, my sister and I started that podcast, The Easy Wife, because of this revelation. But somebody emailed me the other day and said, why is the promo, when did it stop being fun? She said, Christianity is not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to keep you in line. That is not. Why would he says, it's easy for me. My yoke is easy. I want you to have peace, joy, abundance. Why would he say those things if he didn't mean them?
Right.
Just to hear himself talk? No.
Right.
And so, you know, and why would he have said something as simple as everything's permissible? I took care of this. I did this on the cross. It's done. Everything's permissible.
You know,
is it going to bring you peace and joy? And are you going to have peace? But not because of his condemnation, but because you have peace, because the chocolate milk is mixed up. He's all throughout you. And when he's all throughout you, and then it's the apple tree scenario. An apple tree doesn't try to make apples. It just makes apples. So the fruit of the Spirit is when he's actually in you. And I know I'll talk about this a lot, but I was trying to accomplish the fruits of the Spirit. If the Spirit is mixed up in you, you're chocolate milk.
There's no trying.
there's no trying. There's no
Right.
trying to make it disperse. It's dispersed.
Yeah, and I want to say this before I forget, because something that you said made me think about the condemnation. And I think a lot of women don't realize, that condemnation that they feel towards themselves, even, we don't realize how much it affects other people around us. And I know, like, when you wrote The Fat Girl's Guide to Jesus, I was just immediately like, how can she say that? Like, oh, is she not afraid that she's going to have so many haters? And then, oh, well, you're used to haters, but we're not supposed to call people fat. And when I say I'm fat, it hurts my kids' feelings. My kids absolutely cannot stand for me to say I'm fat, or like when I would go into the next category of being overweight, my kids didn't want me to say that. And it is wrong for me to, think of how superficial it is that we put so much emphasis on just what we look like. And granted, eating right and losing weight, all of that is healthy, but how much of our desire to lose weight is so that we're healthy, and how much of our desire is because we want to look better?
I want to look better. But
I want to look better too. I'm not going to lie. And you were talking about your podcast. I just wanted to tell you really quick, my podcast will be starting out Wednesday too. And it's called a Healthy Bite. So it's bite-sized bits of information to just encourage people to be healthier. And that's going to start tomorrow too. So that'll be fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think that even the shallow thing though, like I used to think, because I felt that way, that God saw me as shallow.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I think that our Christian walk has come so sin focused and works focused that we really think we believe so intensely that he's up there, wringing his hands over my folly. And when I let that go and I was just chilling with him, he makes sense. He makes the entire thing that I've been taught since I was 11 about him is the truth. It really is the truth. It's the good news. It's not that the good news got worse after I got saved. The good news stayed good. It's as good, and it's unbelievable goodness. See, my cheeks are going to start hurting. It's unbelievable goodness.
Yeah.
Because it's just this, it's such a pure love. It's not a love, but, oh, well, he loves me, but,
Right.
his wrath is here any minute. His wrath is resolved. He's totally chill, and he's waiting to just love on us. And those things are the world changers. Like, we're trying to change the world by making people stop it instead of just producing apples and chocolate milk and him flowing out of us,
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes total sense.
I'm tired.
And I really think, I think we need to remember that he's our daddy and he wants the best for us. He doesn't want us going around beating ourselves up because we accidentally ate a fat and a carb together. That's just bondage, and he loves us and he wants us to know that.
He wants to set captives free.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that, if you ask me my goal for the 28 days, that's my overall, set captives free.
Yep.
Just be free.
Right. And that's why I wanted to make the challenge something that anyone could succeed at.
And I think the reason that our challenges are so good together, and it's funny because, I actually said this as far as like a before and after picture. I kind of do wish that people could have seen you and I in like
December,
August,
November.
or well, even further back than that, because we both were just so beat down. And even to have a challenge where you're making suggestions, it's like, and Juanima was saying this in our other video, it's not that you can't do that. You can do that. Clean out your kitchen, do all of those things. It's when you become a slave to it, or you think that God's mad at you,
Right.
because you have or you haven't.
Exactly.
And it makes it more enjoyable. I'm enjoying being well. I'm enjoying seeking these new things. And the thing that I've been doing, Rebecca, that it's going to sound weird, but I've been cooking again, and it's fun. It's like, yeah, but it's like, instead of like we can't have rice because it's got too many carbs, and you can't have this. I mean, like I made dinner last night and I made like a pork tenderloin stir fry and jasmine rice and a loaf of bread, which
That sounds
is
delicious.
beneficial to me, but everybody else in the house don't.
I know. And that's the crazy thing for me too. And I'm a total health freak and I totally love cooking and everything. But last year, like we were talking about, I just got to the point where I just didn't have a zest for it. I had no motivation or enthusiasm. I was paralyzed, and it just got to the point where I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I was eating these various ingredients that I don't really believe in, all so I could lose weight. And I realized this isn't me. I'm not being genuine. So it was a hard path to go down. And I mean, it was pretty dark there for a while. You know that.
And stuff that I thought I couldn't do because I thought I would lose control. Like,
Right. Right.
so
Yes.
yeah. And so Justin was like, "What are you doing?"
Yes,
Like,
because if
what
you're
are you
not
doing?
legalistic about it, you're
Yeah.
gonna if you let yourself go off plan a teensy tiny bit, then it's just gonna be, everything's gonna break loose and you're gonna lose control completely. And
Yeah,
now
right.
I
And
eat
then
so
you
much
start over.
healthier.
Yeah. Well, so I made blueberry muffins because they're Sam's favorite. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I
Awesome.
was like, "I'm making blueberry muffins because I'm not afraid of blueberry muffins. They are totally permissible.
I
They're
put
not
blueberries in
beneficial
my
to me."
oatmeal.
So but from that point of view, I'm like, why would I care if there's blueberry muffins here? They're not a threat to me. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
I'm free from that. His spirit is in me, and he guides me in ways that make me go, that's not for me.
Yeah.
That's
No.
not worth it.
And I think being set free from that, just like I feel so much lighter. Like, I don't know if you saw my meal prep, the picture of my final product this morning. I did that whole thing. Did you see my purple sweet potatoes? They're so pretty and they taste so amazing. You've got to try them. But anyways, I did that whole thing in like an hour and 10 minutes. And my son, my Harmon, my 10-year-old, and my husband were just like, they were so excited. And Harmon's like, "Can I eat one of those meals now?" And I'm like, "No, wait until," because he stays up long after I've fallen asleep with his dad, and they eat like snacks and stuff at night. So I was like, "You guys can have them tonight." They were so excited. So I feel like I've got my mojo back.
And it's good because if you feel like you have to do something or you're bound to it, it makes it harder.
It does.
It just does.
It does.
It's not like we were looking forward to doing this. We've been texting each other. We've been talking about it. But I mean, if I had got on here and I was like, "Okay, Rebecca, you have to get on here. You have to talk to me, and I don't care what you have going on." And if there was legal loud, you would just go, "Okay, I need a new friend. I have no interest in this relationship."
That's hilarious.
And really, I was that way with God. It was like, I can't face this relationship after I screwed up so bad. I'll just start over. And it's sad that I wasted all that time.
Yeah. It's funny to think that we could ever be in, I mean, I almost want to say, like, sometimes I was embarrassed in front of God that I was a failure in these areas, or that I was trying to do something that wasn't working. And I just kept trying to make it fit, like, shoving a square peg into a round hole. It's just not going to work. Yeah. So do something else.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we both seem a lot happier. Am I driving you crazy with my plastic water bottle?
No, not at all. Drink up, babe. I haven't drank enough water today. I've been too busy. I'm forget. Yeah. Well, that was our January challenge.
I nearly exploded my bladder from drinking water because my doctor was like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, "Are you thirsty?" I was like, "No, I'm not thirsty."
Oh my goodness. You're not. So
we're good.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I'm excited. I've got a couple of things to give away, and I know you're going to be giving some stuff away. This is going to be super fun and motivational, and I'm excited to see what God has in store for us.
So, of course, you can find me at sacredgroundstickyfloors.com, and you can subscribe to my email there, or you can find me on Facebook. It's where I do everything, and this will be posted, and then you're at ThatOrganicMom.com, and that's the best place to join Hope Lively while my website is under construction.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, any social media by any of them out there. You can find me at ThatOrganicMom. That's my username and everything, even Snapchat. and I'm only on there for my kids, but you can see my crazy snaps. I'll add you as a friend if you want to. And don't you have a YouTube channel that's new? Or
I just did. I don't even know the address for it though, but
oh,
I think it's Jami Emery Sacred Grounds.
okay, well,
Sticky.
we could always,
Sacred Ground Sticky Floors. Yeah.
okay, and
But I've been putting my name in the front of it. So
right.
it's Jami Emery.
Okay.
But I'll share this on Facebook. You're going to share it on Facebook.
And my, I'm actually going to put it on my YouTube channel first, and then I'll share it to
That's what I
Facebook.
do too.
And my YouTube is at ThatOrganicMom. So
You make it easy.
yeah. No, you don't. We find you wherever you go. You know that. Yes. Yeah. So this is going to be great. And if for everybody that's watching, if you want to be part of Hope Lively, just find the link there on our sites and come on over and join us. We're more than happy to welcome you to the group, and the rest of the ladies in the group will give you a warm welcome as well.
It's been great, great group. So
it has.
Okay, sounds
all right.
good.
Okay, I'm so excited. Tomorrow's the big day.
Okay, I love you, Rebecca.
I love you too. Mwah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna save Hope, or my kid.
Okay, talk to you
Okay.
later.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, bye.